Now, Monties already know that they're going to be stuck at a corner, but not like this, baby, not like this! What is up there, everyone? It's the Governor, GamerTag here, and today I wanted to talk about Rainbow Six Siege, and specifically the usefulness of the Pro League for just an average player, because I've been through a period at times when I've been watching the Pro League a lot, and I've been picking up on certain things they do. There was one time earlier, probably around year 1, where I was actually then trying to mimic Pro League strategies in my own gameplay, and as you can expect, they were not working. Now, the first reason for that is I'm obviously not a Pro League player. I am Captain Potato with a side of fries at times. So it never quite worked out my way. Also, a Pro League strategy relies on the fact that you're playing against the best players in the world. Now, this is no insult to the players I play against, but we aren't the best in the world. I have to apply the knowledge correctly to actually get any use from that. And that's what I wanted to put across, is the fact that the Pro League is a very useful tool. It's very entertaining. I personally watch it because it's just really fun to see the best players in the world play this game to its fullest potential. And some of the matches are incredibly close. Like watching the Team Liquid G2 match a couple of seasons ago was really entertaining. And it was one of the most fun matches I've seen because it was just such a surprise outcome, and you just get to see occasionally some really random strategies, especially on one particular match. I can't remember which teams were playing, where the attackers were like 4 rounds down, so they decided they were just going to rush down the stairs at Oregon, and they actually pulled it off. It was quite hilarious. So occasionally you get those kind of funny strategies as well. But the Pro League has been very useful for casual players' gameplay because you can pick up certain ideas from them. But the idea is you should never try and apply their strategies, because you could have the most well-executed plan, but you can't account for the fact that playing against random players, they are going to do very unpredictable things. Random players are not going to play the meta. They're just going to play whatever they want to, which will just absolutely throw a spanner into the works of your carefully laid plan. So what I would say is that Pro League is more useful for analysing the game and how you can play it, and ideas for how you can set up a defence or an offence. One of the main things I picked up was actually using mirror on the top floor of Bank. If you destroy certain walls and place her mirrors correctly, you can actually watch half of the top floor of the map just with this one operator, and that is incredibly powerful. You can shut off attacks from 2 different directions just by having 2 reinforcements and 2 mirrors set up and a few walls destroyed. It is incredibly powerful, and that's the kind of thing I've been picking up. Also, Valkyrie camera spots are incredible in Pro League. Some of them are so well hidden that you would never think to look there in a casual game, and that's the kind of things you really want to be taking from it. There are some really interesting placements of gadgets, drone spots, and those are the things that are going to be most useful for a general casual player. It's going to be the things that are going to most give you a little bit of a benefit in game. Now, this isn't to say you should be doing these every single round, every single game, because eventually your enemies are going to get smart to it, and eventually people are just going to adapt, which means that it won't work. They're things that you can use on occasion, or perhaps just try out and see, does it actually work for you? Is it the kind of playstyle you like? Because there are certain things that can be the best strategy ever, but if it's not a playstyle you like or a playstyle you're actually interested in, you're not going to do well at it because you're not enjoying it. Although it's subjective, the cool factor is definitely a big influence on how well you play. If you play something because you think it looks cool or you just like a particular weapon, you're more likely to do well at it. There's just a weird psychological thing that goes on and makes you play better because of that. And in fact, there's a lot of strategies that people will do that I personally don't like and that I can't do well because I just don't like that kind of playstyle. A lot of people will play Caveira or Vigil and go on a really deep roam, and then they'll flank behind the enemies and pick up loads of kills. That can be a very effective strategy to win you rounds, but it's just not my kind of playstyle. I personally, when I roam, I like to play more of a shallow roam. I only go far away from the objective if I'm having to rotate because the attackers already know where I am. That'll be the only time I go far away from the objective. But at the same time, whilst I'm on these roams, I need to be able to hold angles, and these are the kind of things that I have picked up from the Pro League, is how you need to position yourself to best hold an angle. Now, I haven't quite learnt how to do pixel peeks yet. I think that's a bit too far for me at the moment, but just knowing how to position yourself and also just how to use the sound to your advantage has been a really useful help in actually making me play better, especially as a defender. And then also watching how the pro player's drone has been very useful for helping me on attack, because drones are incredibly effective tools because they allow you to gain information on where your defenders are. You can work out, can you rush through a room or do you have to be more careful? If your drone gets shot, you know someone's there. You have to take it a little bit more careful, but try and pay attention to where the enemies are. And that's the value of them. And I've seen that the way they use it, and it's quite incredible watching them. It's like a choreographed dance the way they do it. They'll have one of them walking in with a drone going ahead in front of them, and then once that person gets to a certain location, they stop and pull out their drone as the other people then reinforce them from behind. And that's just incredible to watch, but it's been really useful for helping me assess whether I can play aggressively in a situation. One of my biggest weaknesses is that when I'm on attack, sometimes I'll just close up a bit too much and I won't actually push into the building. I'll be very timid and I'll be very careful about entering through a certain area. However, sometimes you've just got to push in and you've got to put pressure on the defenders, otherwise they're going to flank you. If there's no pressure, they can just play time and you've lost the round. So it's been a very useful bit of information to take from it. However, I can't rely on doing the amazing drone coordination that you'd see in the Pro League, because I can't rely on my teammates being that cooperative, because in fairness, I'm not sure I would be that cooperative if my teammate was trying to do that with me. So it's just a case of working out what skill level you're playing at, who you're playing against, and how they are likely to play. Some of these Pro League strategies may be very useful if you're a Diamond or High Platinum player, but for most players, the general people, those of us Gold down to Bronze and Copper, we're not going to get much from Pro League players. We can understand better how to play the game and how to manipulate the map in our favour, but the strategies and tactics aren't really going to help us because we can't as easily predict what our enemies are going to do. Now, I don't know if this has actually been any use to anyone. It was definitely a very useful thing to me, but that just might be because I'm a bit of a scrub. But I do hope this has actually helped anyone out. It's just a mindset I wanted to get across, and a point that I've thought about for quite a while, and it's definitely helped me move on in my game and take the game a little bit less seriously, relax a bit more, and actually just have way more fun in the game. But I do hope you've enjoyed the video. This has been the guy from the Gamer Tag, and I'll see you on another video.
Oh putain! Elle est chiante, le mec. Elle est vraiment chiante. Allez, c'est avec lui, j'ai pris. Wouhou!